The year 326 BC, the country we call Bharatvarsha was divided into small kingdoms and empires. All the kings and princes of Bharatvarsha were busy fighting each other until they heard the name of Alexander the Great. In that year, Greek conqueror Alexander the Great with his great Macedonian army approached the boundaries of the then Bharatvarsha. Alexander's army witnessed toughest opposition in the northwestern part of Bharat, but he still wanted to march east, near the border of the Nanda Empire, then the most powerful empire in northern Bharat. Suddenly, the rumor of a great kingdom named Gangaridai in eastern India changed everything. The Macedonian army refused to advance further. For the first time in Alexander's life, his exhausted, homesick Macedonian army wanted to return. The fear of Gangaridai gave birth to a myth, the myth of a powerful Indian kingdom that lasted for centuries. For the next few centuries, the Greek and Roman writers were busy with the topic of Gangaridai, which they described in details. Most of the Greco-Roman writers based their account on the writings of Megasthenes. Megasthenes, who actually visited India, knew very well about this kingdom. One such writer was Diodorus, whose description of Gangaridai was influenced by the writings of Megasthenes. From Diodorus' account, Bibliotheca Historica, we have come to learn that the younger Porus, after the Battle of Hydaspes, fled to the land of Gangaridai. Diodorus also mentioned that the king of Gangaridai was an utterly common man and the son of a barber. The name of the king was Xandramas, a corrupted form of Dhanananda. The king of Gangaridai had 20,000 cavalry, 200,000 infantry, 2,000 war chariots, and 4,000 elephants. Diodorus also gave us the details of how to reach Gangaridai from west. Alexander learned that there was a desert to traverse for 12 days, and then the river called Ganges, which was the deepest of all Indian rivers. Beyond this river dwelt the people of Gangaridai and Prasiai. From Greek historian Plutarch, we have come to learn that the battle with Porus depressed the spirits of the Macedonians and made them very unwilling to advance further into India. According to Plutarch, the kings of Gangaridai and Prasiai were waiting for Alexander the Great with an army of 80,000 horse, 2 lakh foot soldiers, 8,000 war chariots, and 6,000 elephants. From Ptolemy, we learn that the kingdom of Gangaridai occupied all the regions near the mouth of the Ganges, and its capital was Gange, which has similarity with the present-day Deganga. The unknown Greek writer of the Periplus of the Erythraean Sea called it a market town. He also described the trading of muslin and pearl. There was a gold coin popular at that time in Gangaridai, and there was a gold mine near this market town. Almost all the ancient Greco-Roman writers tried to associate the kingdom of Gangaridai with the kingdom of Prasiai and described them as people living on the banks of river Ganges. Roman historian Pliny the Elder clearly mentioned the term nearest people of the Ganges river. Based on these evidences and other later accounts of the Greco-Roman writers, archaeologist Dilip Kumar Chakrabarty had come to the conclusion that Gangaridai was located near the banks of Adi Ganga. He put emphasis on Chandraketugarh because of its location and the similarity of names and description by ancient Greek and Latin writers. The modern name of Deganga originated from an ancient word which the Greek and Roman writers pronounced as Gangaridai. Therefore, Deganga was the place where the ancient Gangaridai and its capital was located, and it was Chandraketugarh that gave birth to a rich culture. Archaeological excavations at Chandraketugarh suggest that it was an important port city and market town. The city had a high wall with a rampart and moat. Its people were happy, involved in various business and social activities, worshipping Hindu gods and goddesses, and trading with other nations. The potteries found at Chandraketugarh carry Brahmi and Kharosthi inscriptions. The famous terracotta art with a high degree of craftsmanship can only be compared with those found at Kaushambi. Many silver and gold coins have been found at Chandraketugarh, as well as items of ivory and precious stones. Nobody knows when the city was founded, but from the time of Alexander the Great, Chandraketugarh flourished and developed through Maurya, Shunga, Gupta periods, and finally disappeared with the Sena Empire, the last Hindu empire of Bengal. Pliny the Elder, Roman writer and philosopher, wrote about the Roman addiction to Indian luxury goods and a heavy drain of gold from Rome to India. The Romans valued and loved Indian jewelry, spices, arts, clothes, precious stones, silk, muslin, and many other items. For the Romans, India was a golden land, and much of these items the Roman traded came from eastern India, specifically through Gangaridai or Chandraketugarh. We will conclude this episode on Gangaridai with the famous lines of Diodorus, which show the importance of Gangaridai, especially its political importance in the Greco-Roman world. The first one along the Caucasus is India, states Diodorus, a great and populous kingdom inhabited by many Indian nations, of which the greatest is that of the Gangaridai, against whom Alexander did not make a campaign because of the multitude of their elephants.